so we couldn't show that. What we have got is a new game called Red Awakening.
So basically, there's been a huge buzz around this game already. It's featured in Xbox Magazine, etc., etc. And it's basically being touted as Time Splitters. Anybody remember Time Splitters?
Hands in the air.
Great game, yeah. Time Splitters meet Titanfall, which we like. Yes. A few more people like it. You like the sound of that, don't you? See it in your eyes. Okay, so basically, we're going to be taking a look at this game. Domino, met the guys who are developing the game.
Yep.
Should we introduce our developers today?
One of the devs, Robert Peel from Domino Effect. Give a round of applause, please.
Round of applause.
Thank you. Rob, talk to us about where this idea came from.
Well, I've always had quite a love of the 80s, like particularly the sort of slasher horror film. Also, I just grew up with like you know, a lot of the old games like Time Splitters, Duke Nukem, a lot of those really, and just come from a love of that really. There wasn't really anything on the market that really captured me, so I thought, well, I'll do it myself.
And so you built a game based around the movie tropes of the 80s.
Yeah.
And you brought in classic characters from those movie tropes.
Yeah.
Talk to us about some of the characters. We've got some on screen, I think.
Yeah. So Jennifer, she's our kind of cheerleader character. So they all meet the typical movie tropes. They've all had like a traumatic event that's happened to them. So rather than it be like the sorry, I'm new to this.
No, it's cool. So, yeah, what we're looking at basically, so we've got our stereotypical 80s characters like our cheerleaders, our geeks, our jocks.
Yeah.
But they've been through an experience that turns them into kind of like versions of themselves.
Yeah.
So, am I right in thinking that John's our jock?
Yeah, he'd been a joke.
Government after the war, in the Vietnam War, saying to the CIA, we've got a rebellious youth. This is our fiction within the game. The rebellious youth are then put into this super violent scenario, which is where the game takes place.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It already sounds cool, actually. It sounds like something that would make obviously an amazing film, but an amazing comic as well.
Yeah,
it sounds
working.
Yeah, it sounds very comic influenced as well. You know, it's kind of like an extreme version of reality in a way.
Yeah.
So we've got our setting, which we like. Sounds very original. What about the actual game then? Can we see some footage while we talk, if that's cool? So we've already mentioned Splitters meets Titanfall. Two very different games, in some respect. If you'd like to talk us through the actual game, the gameplay, etc., that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he's just bringing it up now. There we go. So Jess, who's our cheerleader, she's rocking some mean-looking knife.
So Jess has gone from cheerleader to like some kind of a assassin, basically.
Pretty much.
Right. Cool. Okay. Talk us through it.
Yeah. So as you can see, we have no heads-up display. The health bar, etc., in the corner is just for temporary purposes. But one of the big things for us is immersion. So as you can see here, we have like kind of a Pip-Boy type device that the health and stamina, etc., will be shown on. If you look at the big circle there, that will be your radar, and the smaller one will be your kind of light gem for anyone who's played Thief. One of the big things for us is freedom of movement. As you can see here, Tom just like sprinting through the asylum. But literally we have a fully dynamic parkour system, so any wall that is jumped upon can be run along, as he done there.
Very nicely done, might I add.
Yeah. You can go literally every map that we have, because we have such a level of freedom of movement. You can go right away from a basement, right the way up to the very top of the routes here.
And this is just one of the maps. This is the Asylum. What else can we expect to see in the final build?
There's many things we've got in ideas. Everything will be kind of a familiar sort of thing. So let's say, for anyone who's seen The Thing, like the 1980s movie The Thing.
Love it, one of my favourite films.
Yep. We're literally doing like a Siberian outpost in that kind of style, so you'll probably see a lot of kind of movie reference, that kind of thing.
So I'm guessing, okay, you've got the abandoned science lab in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
High school.
Yeah, we've got high school.
High school will be one as well. Right, okay,
Old
so...
abandoned amusement arcade on the outskirts of town.
We're doing like a zoo or possibly like a big amusement park.
Yeah,
something like
theme
that.
park, yeah.
Theme park.
So any kind of location you could imagine in a sort of 80s horror movie,
Yes.
that will be one of your maps?
Yeah.
Right, cool. So already the setting's pretty cool.
And as a developer, what stage are you at with this? Obviously, this is a build, and we can see that it's not an alpha build, is it? There's a lot to be done here.
Yeah.
Where are you at with it right now?
We should be looking at releasing a beta pre-alpha end of this year. We're releasing in October of 2015, around the holidays, Halloween period.
And if anyone likes to look at what they see, they can play it.
Yeah, just this end booth here. We're doing like a kind of East versus West, reenacting what the Cold War could have happened. Yeah, if you want to just come along, try it out, I'll be more than happy to explain it, etc.
And as it stands, game mode wise, we've got like the straight team deathmatch. Have you done anything different? Have we got capture the flag?
Yeah,
that sort of thing?
this mobile here we're calling You Only Live Thrice. It's a bit of a spin on You Only Live Twice. So you've got 3 lives, it'll be 5v5. So we're trying to build it for fun, but also for the sort of MLG professional crowd as well.
So then the heads-up display came into place. The gun there's nothing on screen telling him how many rounds he's got left. He had to look at the actual side of the gun.
Yeah, if he just picks this weapon back up here. And as you can see, he's completely out of ammo, according to the little display there. There'll be no more ammo that can be picked up at the level to give you that kind of resource, derived tension, that kind of thing.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone.
I've got to say, it's one of the most original concepts I've heard of in quite a while.
Well, thank you.
I mean, you've got a leader who is a cyborg assassin. Pretty cool. I like it. I like the setting as well. And I really like the fact that, like you've said, there isn't much of a heads-up display. It's all very real, very organic, very natural, which is nice as well.
Talk to us about the colour palette and the design there. You've gone down it looks like it's cell-shaded. Was that something you went for?
Yeah, I've always loved the kind of, you can say Borderlands, but I just sort of say kind of comic booky kind of look. I think it's very appealing. I think if you look at things like Team Fortress 2, things like that, they've aged incredibly well. For me, I just got very kind of sick of the photorealism. I mean, I love photorealism, but
bit of escapism's always nice.
Exactly. I think it gives it a bit of a light-hearted edge as well. So, you know, think of things like South Park and things like that.
Now, somebody mentioned earlier that this game works in a campaign multiplayer stance. How are you approaching story?
Right, so it's campaign-based multiplayer. We've got one of them you just mentioned, which was Jessica, along with it's not screen, never mind. Along with Jock, we mentioned, and kind of nerdy Asian girl. Each of those characters, will have their own unique backstory. None of them actually know why they're in this program. As the player goes through, as you can probably notice, we have no regen health in this game at all. We're going very kind of old school in that aspect. But instead of any kind of regen pickups, we have what we call a painkiller system. So the player can there are 2 chemicals, which are also story-driven elements. So the more of a chemical a player may use, let's say the one we've been talking about lately is one called Chemical K, which is a chemical syringe. That will basically give the player unlimited sprint, unlimited agility for a short period of time. But if the player uses too much of that, they're likely to trip out. That will activate the story elements.
That's kind of interesting, because normally with a game, the worse you are at it, the more it withholds its goods. Whereas with this, the better you are at it, the more it gives you. With this, the worse you are at it, the more stims and the more health you're using, the more of it you're going to get.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's interesting. So, I mean, how long for this campaign? How long sort of playthrough are you planning?
Well, there's 10 characters. I mean, it's all very dependent on how much the player wants to be involved with that. I've literally built it around if the player is someone who wants to just get in and they're not bothered about that, they're just going to go, oh, well, that's a bit creepy. You know, that was a bit creepy, whatever. But if you're someone who really wants to be invested in the world, then there's a lot of kind of backstory, a lot of stuff going on.
Well, this is showing a great deal of promise, I think. It's something different, which the industry always welcomes. And this is just a small sample of what you can actually get to play today. As we've already said, there's an area just in the indies over here, where you guys can have a hands-on play of Red Awakening. I think it's well worth giving it a try. We're going to head over there too.
I think so, yeah, I think it's brilliant, and we should celebrate new ideas, because more often than not we're getting remakes now, and something like this is brilliant.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I love the idea. That all came from yourself, yeah?
Yep, all from me.
Nicely done, nicely done. Okay, can we get a round of applause, please?
Round of applause for Rob from Domino Effect and for Red Awakening. Thank you very much.
And we are imploring you to check it out. Go and have a look. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.